Good day. Our topic for today is your digestive system and metabolism. So we will tackle a comprehensive review of the anatomy, physiology, and the metabolic process. So this would be the outline for our lecture today. Now, these are the core functional concepts. So first, your motility. So motility is the coordinated movement of the GI tract that mixes food and pushes it along the mouth to anus. Your secretion is the release of fluids, enzymes, mucus and bile from glands and GI cells to lubricate food, protect the lining, and help digestion. Digestion is the process of breaking down food into smaller molecules mechanically by chewing and chewing and chemically by your enzymes, while your absorption is the uptake of nutrients, water, and electrolytes from the GI lumen into the blood or lymph so they can be used by the body. So your digestive organs structural relationships. So in your peritoneum, this is the serous membrane lining your abdominal cavity. So your visceral layer, it covers your organs. Your parietal layer, it lines the cavity wall. The peritoneal cavity is the potential space, and the mesenteries is the double layer folds. And your splanchnic circulation is the blood supply to your digestive organs. So we have your celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery, inferior mesenteric artery, and your hepatic portal system. Now, your alimentary canal or your GI tract is divided into your mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and your serosa. So your mucosa, it is your epithelium, lamina propria, and your muscularis mucosae. Your submucosa is your dense connective tissue, your blood vessels, and your nerves. While your muscularis externa, it is the inner circular outer longitudinal smooth muscle. And your serosa is the outermost protective layer. So your enteric nervous system, we have your submucosal plexus. It regulates glands and your blood flow. While your mesenteric plexus, it controls your GI tract motility. So the brain of the gut operates autonomously with your CNS input. Now let's go now to your oral cavity. So the oral cavity is where digestion begins. So food is mechanically broken down by chewing and mixed with saliva, which contains mucus for lubrications and enzymes. Example, your amylase that start your carbohydrate digestion. So it is composed of your mouth structure, your lips, cheeks, palate, and vestibule, your tongue, and your 32 permanent teeth. Your salivary glands, your parotid, submandibular, and your sublingual produce your saliva, which contains water, mucus, electrolytes, and enzymes like amylase and start the chemical digestion of your carbohydrates. So your saliva lubricates your food for swallowing. It dissolves chemicals for taste and it also has antibacterial action. So your digestive process is a series of steps by which the body takes in food, breaks it down, absorbs what it needs, and gets rid of the rest. So it includes your mastication, your salivary amylase action, the bolus formation, wherein the tongue shapes your food mass, and your deglutition, wherein the swallowing reflex is initiated, and your peristalsis, which is your esophageal contractions that propels your food going down. Your pharynx and your esophagus. So your pharynx serves as a shape passageway for your both the air and the food, guiding the swallowed material toward the esophagus, while coordinated muscle contractions and the epiglottis help prevent your food from entering the airway. While your esophagus is a muscular tube around 25 centimeter that uses your peristalsis or the wave-like contractions to propel the food from the pharynx down to the stomach. So it has your upper esophageal sphincter, lower esophageal sphincter, and it prevents your reflux. In your stomach is a G-shaped muscular organ located in the upper left abdomen and is divided into four main regions: your fundus, your cardia, body, and your pylorus. So the fundus, it is a dome-shaped upper portion. Your cardia is the entry point from the esophagus. The body is the largest central region, and the pylorus is the funnel shape and leading to the small intestine. So the wall of the stomach contains your rugae. So and the rugae are the folds that allow expansion, and it has two key sphincters: the lower esophageal sphincter at the top to prevent reflux, and the pyloric sphincter at the bottom to regulate the movement of the chyme into your duodenum. So the microscopic anatomy of the stomach shows several specialized layers. So the mucosa contains your mucous neck cells, which produce your mucus, your parietal cells, which produce your hydrochloric acid and your intrinsic factor. Your Chief cells produces your pepsinogen, and your enteroendocrine cells produce your hormones. So, as I said earlier, your stomach contains your rugae, which allow expansion, and the thick muscularis enables your churning. The gastric acid regulation is controlled by your nerve signals, hormones, and local factors that stimulate or inhibit your parietal cells in the stomach. So acid secretion increases through your acetylcholine, gastrin, and histamine, which all promotes hydrochloric release, while it decreases through somatostatin, low stomach pH, and the presence of fats or acids in the duodenum, helping maintain proper digestion and protect the GI tract. So we have phases of your gastric secretion. We are your cephalic, gastric, and your intestinal phase. So for your cephalic, the sight, smell, and taste stimulates your vagus nerve. In your gastric phase, the food arrival activates your local reflexes and your gastrin release. And your intestinal phase, the duodenal process inhibits your gastric activity. The stomach functions. It can hold around 2 liters of food. Churning creates your chyme. Then your chemical breakdown, your hydrochloric acid will denatures your proteins and kills bacteria. Then your pepsin breaks down your peptide bonds, so that is where the protein digestion begins. And your intrinsic factor, it is required for your B12 absorption. Now, your small intestine It's a long coiled tube divided into your duodenum, jejunum, and your ileum, and it is where most digestion and nutrient absorption take place. Its inner lining has circular folds, villi, and microvilli that greatly increase the surface area, allowing efficient absorption of nutrients, electrolytes, and water as chyme moves through via your segmentation and peristalsis. So your duodenum is around 25 centimeter and it receives your bile and pancreatic juice. Your jejunum is a 2.5 meter and it's a primary digestion and absorption site, while your ileum, around 3.6 meter, it is a site of your B12 and bile salt absorption. Now, your liver is a large metabolic organ that produces bile. So it detoxifies chemicals, processes nutrients, absorbs from the small intestine, and stores glycogen, vitamins, and your minerals. And your gallbladder stores and concentrates your bile, releasing it into the small intestine during meals, especially when eating fats, to assist in fat emulsification and your digestion. So your hormone cholecystokinin stimulates the contraction of your gallbladder. And your gallbladder is a metabolic powerhouse. So it is the function of your liver. It regulates your glucose. It balances your cholesterol, vitamin storage, lipid metabolism, protein synthesis, and your detoxification. The pancreas functions as both an exocrine and endocrine gland. So its exocrine gland secretes pancreatic juice rich in digestive enzymes, your pancreatic amylase, lipase, trypsin, chymotrypsin, and your nucleases. It also has your bicarbonate to neutralize stomach acid in the duodenum, while its endocrine gland releases your insulin by your beta cells, glucagon by your alpha cells, and your somatostatin by your delta cells. So this combination allows the pancreas to support both digestion and your metabolic homeostasis. Now, the small intestine digestive process involves continued chemical digestion of your carbohydrates, proteins, and fats using enzymes from the pancreas and intestinal lining, breaking food into absorbable molecules. So it starts with your enzymatic digestion. So pancreatic and brush border enzymes complete the breakdown. Then there will be segmentation and peristalsis, and your bile emulsifies, wherein the lipids disperse into your muscles, and there will be absorption, wherein the nutrients cross the epithelium into blood and lymph. Now, the large intestine absorbs your water, electrolytes, and some vitamins from the remaining indigestible food material, helping form your solid feces. It also houses your gut bacteria that ferment undigested carbohydrates, produces your vitamins like your vitamin K, and moves waste towards elimination through peristalsis and mass movement. So it's divided into your cecum, your ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and your rectum and anus. So again, the functions of your large intestine, mainly 90% to reclaim your water. Then it compact your waste material, so this is your feces formation. It synthesizes your vitamin K, uh, via your bacterial flora, and it eliminates indigestible residue. Again, your chemical digestion overview. It is the process of breaking down large food molecules into smaller, absorbable units using your enzymes and chemical substances throughout the GI tract. So your carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are digested by specific enzymes from the salivary glands, stomach, pancreas, and small intestine, allowing nutrients to be absorbed into the blood or lymph for use by the body. So what is the absorption mechanism? So it involves different ways nutrients cross the intestinal lining into the blood or lymph. So your active transport uses energy or your ATP to move substances like glucose and amino acids against their concentration gradient with the help of your carrier molecules. Your passive diffusion allows small nonpolar molecules like your fatty acids to move from high to low concentration without energy, while your facilitated diffusion also moves substances down their gradient but requires specific carrier proteins to help larger or polar molecules cross the membrane. So your metabolism includes all the chemical reactions in the body and is divided into your anabolism and your catabolism. So your anabolism builds larger, complex molecules from smaller ones, making proteins from amino acids and requires energy. While your catabolism, it breaks down larger molecules into smaller ones, like digestion and cellular respiration, and releases energy for the body to use. So these are the dietary requirements needed by our body. So for your carbohydrates, we need 45 to 65% of calories, and each gram of your carbohydrates consists of 4 kilocalories. Your protein, we need around 10 to 35% of calories, and it is also equivalent to 4 kilocalories per gram. While your lipids, 20 to 35% of calories, and it consists of 9 kilocalories per gram of lipids. Now, the metabolic states. The absorptive state occurs during and shortly after eating when nutrients from the GI tract enter the bloodstream during this time. So the insulin is high and the body focuses on storing your energy by building glycogen, fats, and your proteins. So the absorptive state is around or during after meal around 0 to 4 hours. Your post-absorptive state begins when the GI tract is empty, usually between meals, and the insulin drops and glucagon rises, and the body shifts to using your stored energy, breaking down your glycogen, fats, and proteins to maintain blood glucose and fuel your vital organs. So your post-absorptive state is around 4 hours. Now, energy balance is maintained when the body's energy intake equals its energy output through your basal metabolism, physical activity, and heat production. And when intake exceeds the output, weight is gained, and when output exceeds intake, weight is lost. So the basal metabolic rate is around 60 to 70% of energy. The physical activity is around 20 to 30%, and the thermic effect of food is around 10%. Your thermoregulation is the body's process of keeping your internal temperature stable through mechanisms like sweating, vasodilation, shivering, and your vasoconstriction. So your temperature regulation is coordinated by your hypothalamus to maintain a safe core body temperature and to maintain your homeostasis. So the normal body temperature is around 36.5 to 37.5. And lastly, for your developmental aspects. So your fetal development of your GI tract begins around 8 weeks, and in infancy, immature digestive system is noted with lactase dominant enzyme. So usually we always give your milk for this in this age group. Then in childhood, the digestive capacity matures and all enzymes are functional. And in adulthood, there's a peak digestive efficiency with stable metabolic rate. And in aging, in older population, there will be decreased motility, secretions, absorption, and lower metabolism. And that's end our digestive system. Thank you for listening.